Hello and welcome to Quick Crafts with San Antonio's Parks and Recreation. I'm David. Today's activity is salt dough sculptures. Salt dough is pretty much like when you make a cookie. You mix a few ingredients, but instead of eating it, you can use it to make some things that when they dry are pretty stiff and last a really long time. The materials for this activity are things you can probably find around your house, like flour, salt, water, a measuring cup, and something to mix in, and this will make the dough. And we have some optional additives like cinnamon, food color, or coffee grinds to help make it more interesting. To mix your dough, you're going to start with 2 cups of flour, and 1 cup of salt, and I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon so that my salt dough will actually smell delicious. Mix your ingredients together a little bit before we add the water. And once everything is mixed, you will add about 1 cup of water. This is where it gets messy. You're going to thoroughly mix it with your hands. If your salt dough is too sticky, you can add a little more flour. Or if it's too dry, you can add a tiny bit more water. Once it's all mixed, it should have the consistency of cookie dough, but remember, this is not to eat. You will know your salt dough is ready when it holds its shape and it doesn't get all over your hands anymore. At this point, you can roll it into a ball and divide it into different pieces for however many kiddos are going to be making something out of it. When your salt dough is ready to sculpt, play with it and see what you can make. I've made some bowls, a pencil cup, some fossils for a sandbox, some golden treasure for a pirate, or some little medallions that can be worn as jewelry. Right now, I'm going to make a little butterfly and a small bowl. When you are done sculpting with your salt dough and you're ready for it to dry, there's 2 ways that you can dry it out so that it's more durable. You can let it air dry in the sun or near a window, but that'll take maybe 2 to 7 days depending on how big it is and how thick the dough is. Or you can bake it in the oven at a very low temperature, 150 degrees Fahrenheit to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, for 1 to 2 hours, or at least until it's firm and dry. If you have some dough left over, you can wrap it up tightly and keep it in the fridge for a few more days of sculpting fun. Once it is dry, you can paint it with acrylic paint or tempera paint or even markers. Or if you want to try coloring the dough before you sculpt with it, you can add food color when it's still wet. I hope you enjoyed today's craft and hope to see you next time. Bye.